What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. I just recently dropped this new shirt on my website, and if you look at the shirt, you see that picture? That's a picture of me jumping out of a Lincoln Navigator running across the 101 freeway in Ventura County in the city of Thousand Oaks. The name of this shirt is Life Choices. This shirt is symbolic because the choice I made that morning in 2000 changed my life. I decided to go rob a bank with some guys. And by the grace of God, I'm still alive, but I'm here to share my story and to be an inspiration to others out there that are looking for someone that can help them maybe deal with change, choices in life, mentoring. This is like my testimony. This whole platform, BigHerc916, in addition to Fresh Out. You know, people make stupid comments. Oh man, where'd you do time at, man? Where do you do this and that? Just because I don't brag, I don't talk shit, I don't got tattoos on my face, I'm not on here flexing all the time, you know, talking about how many push-ups or burpees or, you know, with a bunch of luxury cars, whatever, or, you know, talking about gang stuff. People think, oh, you're a square, you're soft. Well, if you think that, man, God bless you. You know, I went through that phase trying to be the hardest nigga, trying to get a rep, trying to be somebody, find my identity. I felt like by being harder and tougher, I was no longer that scared kid. I was no longer that scared child that felt like I had something to prove. I didn't grow up with an older brother. I didn't really grow up with anybody that took me under their wing. I kind of had to find my own way, learn how to fight on my own, learn how to sell drugs on my own, learn how to play sports on my own, you know, all these different things. I had a stepdad that really wasn't the best, and he took a lot from me as far as my confidence, so I had to get that back, and I got that in the streets. You know, went from skateboarding and BMXing to wanting to be a street dude, you know, looking around and seeing what those guys were doing, thinking, hey man, I can get some credibility by being a street dude and people knowing about me. And I lived that life, but there's no need for me to glorify it. And so this shirt represents life choices, and I wanted to share it with my fans, my audience, with the world, and use it as a way to, like I said, inspire others to do better, to make better choices. And, you know, let people know I ain't got to prove anything. This is from the news cameras taking a picture of me running across 4 lanes of traffic on the 101 North freeway in Ventura County. Like I said, the hands of God is the only reason I'm here. I don't know how I made it across the freeway that day, man. There was traffic, it was raining, it was just a crazy morning, man. And I ran across the freeway up an embankment. Actually, but let me start from the beginning, because some of y'all, you know, you think this is a joke. You think, oh, you know, that life is, you know, that life. And I don't try to make it seem like my story is any tougher than the next guy's story. Everybody's got a tough story. There's some hard ass dudes out there. There's guys out there who were putting in all kind of work, shooting people, doing this and that, jacking. I mean, there's guys out there, you know, their stories are way whatever above mine, but you know, this is my story. And I own up to it. The morning that I made this life choice, I had hooked up with some guys and made a very bad decision to rob a bank, man. And the morning before the bank robbery, I'm watching the news. I got a call from my mom. And my mom's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm sitting there watching, I believe it was Fox News. And I told her, I'm watching the news, you know. And I'm dressed in this army fatigue type outfit. I had just got through walking the dogs I had at the time. And we were talking about The Bachelor. It was the season finale the night before. And we're talking about The Bachelor. And that was God telling me, man, to not rob that bank, to stay my ass at home. You know, my mom was my angel calling me, and I felt it. But because I was so caught up, I think, in just my mindset at the time, I was on some really messed up vibrations, frequencies. I ignored it. I ignored the call from my mom, which was a warning sign. She had a vibe, she called me, and I didn't listen. So, right, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, you know, what am I about to do? And see, a bank robbery only goes one of two ways. Either you get away with the money and you're on the run for however many years until the statute of limitation runs out, or you get caught and you go to prison. There is no in between. You know, I don't know if I even thought like that back then. If I ever rationalized that out, I didn't think about the getting caught part, you know, and I didn't think about how much time. You know, I didn't think like, oh, a couple of years. I didn't even think about the time. That's how messed up my thinking was, man, in that state of mind. And I wasn't high. But anyways, those are the two scenarios. Either you get away, you're on the run, or you get caught. I'm sitting there. I get a call, because they didn't have texting back then. I get a call, I think it was Nextel phone, and like, we're out front. I go outside, right? I'm living in West LA off of Beverly Glen and Beverly Glen, not too far from Little Santa Monica. And I go outside, put the dogs in the kennel, and that was the last time, man, I would ever see that place again. That's the last time I'd ever see those dogs again. Didn't tell my fiance at the time what I was gonna go do. I just left, man. I was lost, man. I don't know what I was thinking, man. Like I said, I can't even imagine that mind state now. But I left and got in the back of a Ford Escort, a white 90, maybe a 96 Ford Escort, 97 Ford Escort. Everybody was quiet in the car. We drove from West LA, jumped on the 101. I think took the 405 to the 101. It was morning time, I don't know, maybe around 8 something, maybe closer to 9. It was kind of raining outside, sprinkling, raining, and it was just a weird vibe. So we're driving on the freeway. There's traffic. Nobody said nothing to each other. I'm in the back seat, the other two guys, one's driving, the other one's in the passenger seat. We drive to the place, the bank where we planned on doing the robbery. Pull up to the Wells Fargo, and it was one of those banks that had like the driveway. You drive in and you could drive around and leave. So I think the teller window's on the other side, so you go around the bank. We pull up and just kind of sit there in the front. I can't remember how many seconds. It's like you could hear your heart beating in your ears. I could hear my heart beating, man. Like it was like crazy, you know. It's like you're full of adrenaline. You're nervous. You feel like you're gonna, you know, shit yourself. And I just jumped out the back seat. I jumped out the car, opened the door, and ran out. I had a M1 carbine. I ran out, jumped out the back door, assuming the other guy in the front was going to follow me. Two of us were going in. One guy was driving. I ran into the bank first. Told everybody to get on the ground. I had a ski mask on and the Army fatigue outfit. The other guy followed me, jumped over the counter. We secured the bank, and he's screaming at the teller, telling her to open up the cash drawer, whatever he's telling her. I'm looking around. People on the ground, they're scared to death. I'm looking at the clock, you know. See, what the movies, they make it seem like you're playing that out for a long time, and it doesn't play out like that in real life, man. It's seconds, man. You're not in there for no 20, you know, the scene's not a 10-minute scene or, you know, anything like that where everybody's, nah, man, it's like, that shit's like seconds. I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, it's a minute, you know, already. And I'm looking at him, he's like nervous, he's screaming, the people are screaming, and, you know, I look out the door, and I don't know if the cops were already in the area, the police, but I see, I don't know if it's a sheriff or a police officer in a raincoat, a yellow raincoat with a yellow raincoat pants, rain pants, and it looks like a shotgun from across the way. I see it from the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking to myself, man, we're going to jail, man. It's already over before it began. You know, I see him, so I know it's going to be a high-speed chase. It's going to be something climatic, you know, because we're not going to just get away without seeing police. They're already here. So I'm telling him, hey, man, hurry up, hurry up. I'm trying to not say his name, and he's on one. He's like so zoned out. Like, it's already now, it's on 2 minutes, and so I'm like, come on, you know. I run out. I'm like, come on. I run out. So I run out the side door, and the driver had already pulled around. He's waiting, and I jump in the car. He's like, man, where's he at? Where's he at? I told him to come on. He's like, oh, man, you know. And then dude runs out behind, you know, a couple seconds. I don't know if it's hard to determine how much time, maybe 10 seconds. He runs out behind me, right? Jumps in the front seat. He's got a bag. We don't know how much money's in there. You don't know if there's a ink exploder in there. They call it an ink, I forgot, an ink pack or whatever, you know, tracking device. We don't know what. He just grabbed it. He ran out the bank, right? This shit is crazy, man. It's crazy. This day, man, life choices. So we pull out in the Escort. The driver pulls out. He pulls out. He makes a right out of the parking lot. And it's one of those parking lots where there's a grocery store, there's other stuff in there, right? So he pulls out of the parking lot, and as he pulls out, coincidentally, a police car pulled right behind. I don't know if they had got the call. I don't know if they even knew that we were the car, but they pulled behind us and bumped the car, and we look and it's on. He drives off. He's speeding. The cops following us. I mean, 3 black guys in Thousand Oaks. There's the robbery in the area. It's 9 something in the morning. I mean, how much more obvious can you be? So he goes down and he busts a right, and he turns into this little empty parking lot, right? We had a getaway car. We were going to switch cars, but he didn't go straight there. So he gets in this parking lot. The cop gets out of the car. He draws down. Get out the car, freeze, get out the car, turn the car up, put your hands in. And like, I'm like, oh man, I'm shaking my head. Everybody's like super panicked. Oh man, whoa, you know, I can't remember everything that was going on, but it was crazy, man. I mean, the dude he could have smoked us. The police could have smoked us, man. We were armed. It was an armed bank robbery, hostile takeover. The cop's out of the car, and the driver, he just guns it. He guns it past the police car. The police is like frozen. He's like pointing the gun. He's like, he looks, we drive around him. By this time, there's already other cops coming into the area. It's crazy. I mean, they're swarming everywhere. Cops everywhere. Major call, man. Ventura County, they don't mess around out there. We pull into another parking lot down like the road where the getaway car was, which the getaway car was a Lincoln Navigator. The Lincoln Navigator on this t-shirt. We pull in. I take off the military outfit I had, like a jumpsuit thing. I take that off. We leave the guns in the car. We take that off and leave it in the Escort. And now I got on like what I had on underneath, which was like some jeans or like some cargo pants, a light jacket. I had on some dad-ass, old school dad-ass tennis shoes. And we're in the Lincoln, right? So we pulled in. They didn't see us where we pulled in at, but there's nothing else over there open at this time. So as we pull out, you got 3 black guys pulling out a Lincoln Navigator, and we bust a right. It's like one of those dental plazas where there's dentists and chiropractors and, you know, one of those type of little plazas. We pull out, and there's a bunch of cops, and they're looking, and we look. It's on again, high-speed chase. He guns it. He guns it in the Lincoln, right? Cops are on us. Woo, woo. I mean, a lot of cops, man. A lot of cops, ghetto bird, everything. They had the helicopter. They're on us. Boom. We drive down a couple of streets, and then he jumps on the 101. We're on the 101 heading north, leaving Thousand Oaks, heading towards Ventura. High-speed chase on the freeway. Rain. You could barely see. It was raining so hard at this time you could barely see. I mean, windshield wipers going, water splashing everywhere. Boom, rolling. But I'm like, damn, man. You know, he's like, I'm just gonna drive. It's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. We're going to prison. We're going to prison, man. We just robbed a bank. We're going to prison. Man. Driving down the 101 North. Rain, can barely see. Cops are all around us. The cops are behind us. This is a big caravan of police. We were driving, and then lo and behold, boom! You know, their cops had threw down a spike strip. We run over the spike strip. Tires now are done, you know. So we're driving in the rain on rims on a Lincoln Navigator, like a 1999, 2000 Lincoln Navigator, rolling. It's almost uncontrollable. The car is shaking, going everywhere. I'm in the back seat, you know, and he's like, you know, we're right by the center divider, so we're in the fast lane, and he's like, man, I'm not gonna be able to continue driving. I'm gonna have to pull over. You know, you guys just get out, man. And so as soon as the Lincoln Navigator stopped, I didn't see what was behind me. I just jumped out like flash lightning. I jumped out. I somehow leaped over the center divider, ran across, it's about 4 or 5 lanes of traffic. Man, I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky I didn't get hit. These cars are doing on the other side in LA, they're doing, you know, 60, 70, you know, I could have got blasted. I ran across the freeway, man. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it, man. The Lord had a purpose for me. I ran up the freeway embankment. I'm looking around, trying to find somewhere I could hide, like a garage somewhere. You know, I'm trying to find somewhere to hide, man. And so I run up the embankment. I get up to the level of the street, and it's like a beach. I run by like some apartments, run down. I'm running down the boardwalk, and get on the ground, freeze, get on the ground. Man, there's like a dozen police, man. Tactical outfits and everything, man. I get on the ground. I'm on the boardwalk by the sand, and I look to my left and I see the ocean. I see the ocean, man, and I just close my eyes. And I'm like, that's the last time I'm gonna see the ocean for a long time, man. My life, that's quick, life choices right there, man. Handcuffs. Cops are like, oh man, you guys gave us some excitement today, blah, blah, blah. They're like, their adrenaline pumping, they're, crazy high-speed chase. I guess apparently they had let the canine go, and the canine had went to the navigator, and those dudes got caught right inside the navigator. They caught me up the hill. I was pretty athletic at the time, so I was just moving around. I don't know how I made it across the freeway, and all that stuff. Your adrenaline's pumping, you do some crazy shit, man. But it was all on camera, man. This is what I was able to find as far as to authenticate to those who think, shit is fake, whatever. I ain't got to prove shit to anybody anymore if for any reason. You know what I mean? I'm the truth, and it's not like I glorify, but I've lived it, and I'm just blessed to be here to maybe help some other young people so they don't do the dumb shit I did, or to show that you ain't got to do that. But this is life choices right here. And getting put in the back of the cop car that day on the beach, that was the last time I would see the streets for 9 years, man. 9 years, man. Life choices. That's the inspiration for this shirt, man. Robbed the bank that morning, February 2000. Shit ain't no joke. And that's why I keep lacing y'all up, trying to give you some game, man. BigHerc916. Subscribe, share, go get you a shirt, man. I'll sign it, man. BigHerc916.com, represent, and also subscribe to Fresh Out. You know how we do it.
Hello, I'm BigHerc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.
Don't forget to stop by the BigHerc916 store and pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored. You know how we do it.
Are you tired of smelling funky? Have you washed your ass? Go to BigHerc916.com and get to Nutsack Run.
Visit BigHerc916.com to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster signed by me for you.